Hello and welcome back to another video, and today is going to be the recap of game number 15 of the Canadians and their 6-2 win over the Utah Mammoth last night. Um, to start off with, Montreal's first period was very interesting. Honestly, I definitely thought after that first shot on net and the first goal by Killer Yamamoto that this game was definitely going to be not like the others for Samuel Montembeault, but it raised even more suspicion when I even thought it even more after that second shot, and it barely trickled. It was trickling on the goal line and just barely stayed out. I definitely thought that one was going in, and Montreal was going to be down 2-0 early to Utah, which is a good team. But Montreal does end up getting one with Kapanen giving a give and go with Demidov. Demidov with just a nice pass back, being aware to pass that puck back. Honestly, Demidov's been playing so well that it doesn't really surprise me that he contributed to another beautiful goal by Oliver Kapanen. Kapanen now has 6 on the year and is the rookie leader in goals. The first period didn't have much of any action besides for a couple nice hits. It was a very lackluster period, to be honest, but Montreal did play very, very well. And Montreal didn't play super well, I should say. They played with pace. That's one thing they have been doing, and you could tell that the Mammoth couldn't really keep up with Montreal most times, but then next thing you know, Montreal would be going from continuous offensive zone time to they'd be in their own zone for 15 to 20% of the period. Like, they were in their own zone for most of the entirety of that game. If I'm not mistaken, the offensive zone times were astonishing, but unfortunately that does not get used and does not get tracked. So unfortunately, I don't know how long they were in Montreal's zone for, but I do know one thing, and that is Montreal's power play did not capitalize again. They went 0 for 2 again last night, but it's okay because the Mammoth also went 0 for 2. Um, Montreal's two penalties were interference, which was, I'm gonna come out and say that was a very poor interference call, considering the one the Utah Mammoth got away with on Anderson. Obviously, that was interference, but interference on that second goal. But to be honest with you, Montreal should not have let it get to that point where it was just a bad line change after the non-call. It was a bad line change. They were so slow, and then nobody really tried to get back to the puck. Honestly, Kyrie and Arbor both were in effect on that, but there's not much you could really do. And another thing is that Alexander Newhook with a hooking call. Both of those calls were pretty decent calls, I'll be honest, besides for that interference call. If you're going to call interference, it should have been interference as well on Ian Cole, but they didn't. They gave Ian Cole a 2-minute for high sticking in the third. But Joe Veleno, another guy on Montreal, that was very confusing because he was the only guy in Montreal really to be straight up buns last night. He had 11 minutes of ice time, which was a little bit less than last game, but he had the least amount of ice time as a forward on Montreal last night, which is a good play by Marty St. Louis. Arbor played 14 minutes last night, which I'm honestly pretty proud about because Arbor was a +2 last night. And he had 2 shots and a block shot. He was always out. Like, if when he was out on the ice last night, you could tell he was out on the ice. He was always laying a hit, always staying towards the net. He was very noticeable out there last night. But Joe Veleno was a -2 with 11 minutes of ice time. Um, kind of astonishing that Montreal had 6 goals last night and he wasn't on the ice for a single one of Montreal's goals. Kind of shows you how bad he really is as a player. But another thing is Caulfield has his third 2-goal night of the season. Um, the first goal was a very nice goal. Just kind of shooting it wherever he could get it. That was the second goal of the game. And then the third goal of this Habs game and the game winner was Alexander Newhook's goal, assisted by Oliver Kapanen, where he put Peterka on a placemat, served him up for dinner. He sent him off to China. He made him go flying. He had no clue. Peterka had no clue where the puck was, what even he was doing. And Newhook buries on that breakaway. Such a sick goal from Alexander Newhook. Unbelievable. Then in the third period, Cole Caulfield scores to start off the floodgates for Utah. Cole Caulfield scores. Then on a attempted to pull and a too many men, Nick Suzuki gets the puck from Alexander Newhook and buries it. And then lastly, a breakaway goal for Kirby Dach to have four goals in his last 3 games with a beautiful, beautiful forehand, backhand. He did look like he hit his chin though off the ice, but as soon as he got off the ice though, him and Marty immediately started laughing, which is great to see. From a player that's been so injury prone in his career, it is so nice to see that he is finally able to put together a somewhat healthy season so far, and he's playing very productive. Montreal does have a couple league leaders though in stats. They have the league lead in goals as for rookies. They have the league lead in rookie save percentage, the league lead in rookie assists and rookie points, league in NHL goals, second league lead in assists. 5-on-5, Dobson leads the NHL in 5-on-5 points for a defenseman. Last but not least, they have the league lead. They have the second most points for a defenseman in points. So Montreal is playing very, very well, and they are currently now at the first. They're still first in the Atlantic Division, but they are now tied for second in the league, just behind the Devils. One thing though is that the Colorado Avalanche are so good so far this year. They only have 1 regulation loss, and that is quite astounding. They have 9 regulation wins, 5 overtime/shootout losses, and 1 regulation loss, which is just quite insane to me. But Montreal's next game is on Tuesday against the Los Angeles Kings, if I am not mistaken at all. And that'll be quite a game in itself. Hopefully Montreal can squeak away with a win. I do believe they will. Los Angeles is not off to such a hot start this year, so I do hope Montreal can squeak out a win against them. But that is going to be it for this video today. Very nice night last night. Very great to see the Habs win, but that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know how you felt in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in the next